1,110,000,000 people are on LinkedIn today, February 24th, 2025. It's a lot of people on LinkedIn. What I am quite certain of is that most people who use LinkedIn are not measuring if it's working for them. And and that's okay for those who have no real goal in place. However, if you're on LinkedIn and you have a goal that you're trying to achieve, a business goal or a career goal, whatever your goal is, if you have a goal, a purpose for being on LinkedIn, you need to measure, is it working for you? Otherwise, what is it? What's the term? You're shooting in the dark, you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, you're spitting in the wind, and you're just haphazardly doing it. And haphazardly doing anything generally does not create the results it could create. Let's talk about some of the ways that you can measure success when you're using LinkedIn as a business tool. And remember, a business tool is either you're using it for business purposes or career purposes. It's the same thing. Career search is a business. By the way, I'm going to share some ideas with you here. If you like this video, if it's helpful to you in any way, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you have a question about this video, comment, ask me any question. I will answer it for you. And if the idea of these videos about how to use LinkedIn as a business tool was helpful for you or of interest to you, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. I have more coming. Number one, you need to look at who's viewing your LinkedIn profile. Who are these people who are looking at you? How many people viewed your profile in the last 90 days? Is the number going up? Is it steady? Is it declining? It's important. If you want to create value, then at the very least, the number needs to be steady, but ideally it probably needs to be growing. And who are these people who are viewing your profile? Now, I get it. If you're not paying for LinkedIn, Business Premium, Sales Navigator, Recruiter, then you may not be able to see all of the data that is available for you to see. Regardless if you're not paying for it or not, take a look at what you can see. Look at who you can see in that list of who's viewed your profile, and hopefully it's the right people and not just anybody. And if you're not getting the right people looking at your profile, then you may not have built your profile properly. Number two, hopefully content is a part of your tactic to get people to pay attention to you. Now, I'm not here to define how much that content is, but if you're not doing anything, then that's a mistake. Because if you have a LinkedIn profile and you're not doing anything, I can almost guarantee you're getting little to no LinkedIn profile views. And more importantly, you're getting no profile views from the right people. So what is your content? Are you sharing something on a basis that you can sustain? And then who's looking at it? Who's commenting on it? Who's engaging on your content? And what type of comments are you getting? You need to pay attention to your content and make sure your content is garnering attention by the right people. And if not, go back and look at your profile and go back and look at what kind of content you're sharing and how are you sharing it? Are you creating intrigue? Are you creating interest? If not, you're not going to get any engagement. It's not going to help you. Number three. Is your LinkedIn network growing? More importantly, is it growing with the right people? And ideally, if your profile says the right stuff and your content says the right stuff, hopefully you're getting invites from the right people. And so the question becomes not only is it growing, but who's sending you invites to grow and who is accepting your invites? You need to pay attention to this, because this is an indication of the right people seeing your profile and your content and the right people looking at you going, this person is of interest. This person has ideas that benefit me. Maybe I should reach out to this person and or maybe I should accept their invite to connect. And by the way, if you are not using a tactic of getting introduced to people you want to meet before you send them an invite, then you are diminishing the opportunity to connect with the right people. Get introductions. It's the right way to get connected. Here's another one. What's happening with your LinkedIn messaging? Who's responding to the messages that you send out? And what type of messages are you getting? These are important questions. And from who? These are important questions because if they're not responding to your messaging in a positive way, your messaging is wrong, or your LinkedIn profile is wrong, or your content is wrong, or some of it, all of it. Because you've got to position yourself as a trusted advisor. You got to position yourself as someone who can be trusted, respected, and liked, or your messaging is going to fall on deaf ears. And furthermore, if you're not getting the right kinds of messages into LinkedIn, that's telling me you're not presenting yourself as someone who's willing to help, and you're not presenting yourself as someone who's willing to help the right people. Because who you're getting messages from is equally as important as what those messages are all about. You need to pay attention to your LinkedIn messaging. Here's another one. Are you getting phone calls and emails and text messages outside of LinkedIn by your LinkedIn network? Are the people that are important to you in LinkedIn reaching out to you outside of LinkedIn? And furthermore, what type of conversations are they asking you to be a part of? Now, I get it. Some of these messages are going to be sales pitches, and you're going to get subscribed to blog posts and journals that you don't care about. Set those aside. Ignore those. Pay attention to the messaging that you're getting from the right people. What are they saying to you? What are they asking you? And do they want to get into a conversation with you about something that's relevant and important to you? This is equally as important, the engagement outside of LinkedIn, as the engagement in LinkedIn is. Here's another one. What is your LinkedIn SSI, Social Selling Index score? What does it say about you? Does the app feel that your profile and your brand, your reputation, your network is growing, expanding, becoming more useful? Or does it show that you're stagnant or declining? You need to look at your SSI score as a part of this whole measure, because it really is an important tool. Don't get all bent out of shape and ain't all about the numbers and the graphics and your ranking. That stuff doesn't make any difference. Pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the growth of your SSI score or the decline of it. Now, by the way, all of this is important, but what is the most important thing is this. Are you getting into the right conversations with the right people? If you are not getting into the right conversations on and or off, most importantly, off of LinkedIn, if you're not getting into the right conversations with the right people, LinkedIn is not working for you. I'll tell you that my end game of using LinkedIn is this. My end game is to get the right person into a Zoom call with me. If I can get the right person through LinkedIn into a Zoom call with me, then I am creating success. Now, those Zoom calls, I got to measure those as well. Am I moving the right people into the next steps? But the bottom line, LinkedIn is not a sales tool. It's a networking tool designed for you to build trust, respect, and like, and move the right people into a conversation off of LinkedIn that may turn into an opportunity for a sales call, may turn into an opportunity for a deeper networking call, may turn into an opportunity for a career conversation. Again, for the most part, if you're not moving the right people through LinkedIn into a real conversation that can lead to a business, a career, or a stronger networking conversation, then there's something wrong with your messaging, with your networking, with your content, and with your LinkedIn or with your LinkedIn profile. You need to go back and look at all of that. Success happens along the journey, by the way. This is not a race. You can't get on LinkedIn and expect all this to happen overnight. You got to measure and adjust. Measure and adjust. And if you're not doing these adjustments to your profile, to your networking tactics, to your conversations and engagement tactics, to your messaging tactics, If you're not measuring and adjusting, you're not going to make it improve. It's just not going to happen. So you adjust, and then you measure over the next month, and you see what happened. You adjust again, and you measure again. That's the bottom line way to measure if LinkedIn is working for you. You need to measure what's important to you so that you get the results that you want to get. And if you're measuring and adjusting, you can create success using LinkedIn as a business tool. I'm Teddy, your LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach. I hope these ideas are helpful for you.